Some inventions don't shout. They seal, they store, they stay. In kitchens, on shelves, and across generations, one glass container outlasted its creator and preserved more than peaches and pickles. This is Inventing America, the podcast that explores the lives of inventors whose ideas were unforgettable, even when their names were not. Today's story is about the man who bottled up safety, longevity, and innovation, one airtight seal at a time. This is the glass that lasted. In the mid-1800s, Americans were increasingly reliant on preserved food, especially in rural areas where fresh produce wasn't always available year-round. But the methods were flawed. Canning jars had loose-fitting corks, wax seals, or unreliable wire clamps. They leaked, spoiled, or shattered. Food storage was a gamble. Enter John Landis Mason, a tinsmith from New Jersey. In 1858, Mason patented a revolutionary design, a glass jar with a threaded neck and a screw-on metal lid lined with rubber, creating a vacuum seal. It was elegant, repeatable, and, most importantly, reliable. The Mason jar quickly became a staple in American households. It enabled safe canning and long-term storage of fruits, vegetables, and sauces, lower food waste in homes and on farms, greater independence for rural families, and the ability to preserve harvests and prevent spoilage. The design was simple but nearly perfect, so much so that later companies, like Ball and Kerr, adopted it wholesale. Mason's name became a generic term. We still call them Mason jars today, even though he wasn't the one profiting. And therein lies the twist. John Landis Mason's patent should have made him rich, but enforcement was weak, and copycats abounded. He filed lawsuits, tried to protect his design, and pursued multiple patents. But in the chaotic world of 19th-century intellectual property law, his grip slipped. By the 1870s, companies like Ball were mass-producing his jars, and Mason, though famous in name, was largely cut out. He died in poverty in 1902. His invention became iconic. He did not. More than a century later, Mason jars remain symbols of self-reliance, preservation, and craft. They've been used not only for food, but for home brewing, emergency lighting, flower arrangements, and even viral Pinterest crafts. The jar is timeless, and its seal, simple, mechanical, beautiful, still works. John Landis Mason may have lost the rights, but he sealed his place in history nonetheless. Thanks for listening to Inventing America. If this story kept an icon fresh for you, share it, and preserve the memory of those who sealed their mark. Next time, a woman who changed how we clean clothes and never saw her name on the machine. Join us once again for The Ringer.